Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. In today's Candid Conversation, I want to have a one on one chat with you talking about burnout. Yes, I want to talk about burnout. I hear so many people concerned with burnout and, you know, you have to be balanced and all this stuff, right? And I think that trying to handle burnout before you ever actually do anything is what holds us back, what is our biggest downfall, what prevents us from accomplishing things that we claim that we want to do. Do we really want to do it? I don't know. Because in my mind, if we really want to do something, right, there would be nothing that stops us from getting there, nothing that stops us from accomplishing it, right? But we talk about burnout and rest days and recovery and stuff like that. But we talk about that before we actually talk about what the work is, not even talk about it. Before we actually do anything, we're talking about, oh, because that's not the way to do it. People, like a lot of times, people who haven't really accomplished much or anything, they think that they're able to give the most advice to the people who are actually doing right. Oh, your health this, your health that, but what about your health, right? How is it looking for you? One thing that like I said, like I've said in the past, I am allergic to excuses and allergic to laziness and stuff like that. But like when people try to tell you that, oh, you need to be balanced and stuff like that. Well, if you are so focused on being balanced, then you are going to be balanced at achieving nothing, right? So let's talk a little bit about burnout, right? What do I think about burnout? I embrace burnout, right? Because I want to put it all on the line, put it all on the table. And I think the way that we can accomplish that is to actually burn ourselves out. Like burn yourself out. And what do I mean by burn yourself out, right? So just go all out for it. You know, go until you are tired and you do not have the strength to go on, like just to put, like, you just fall asleep, you just pass out, you fall asleep, right? And if you are not at that level, right, then that means you just have a little bit more to give. And here's the thing. Why do I say that, right? Because if you go for burnout, right, because of course, like we're gonna fail at everything that we do many, many times, right? We fail at everything many, many times, but like I said, failing forward, the level of failure is going to be so much more ahead of those who are worried about balance and recovery and burnout and stuff like that. And when you actually do get burned out, how long will you actually be burned out for, right? You just, like, at that point, that is when you cannot go anymore, when you are burned out, that is when you think about recovery. And how long does it take? A day, maybe 2 at the most, right? Maybe for some people, it might be an hour, right? You just like, when you are focused on the goals that you wanna set, there should be nothing, no one who stands in your way from preventing you from accomplishing your goals. I remember one time somebody told me, like, "Oh, how do you get the things done that you want, like, that you wanna do?" And I said, "There are 24 hours in a day. If I have to wake up earlier or go to sleep later to do it, then that's what it is." And they're like, "Oh, but that shouldn't be that way." And I said, "Thank you. Thank you." That's all I can say. I say thank you because when you are driven, there is nothing or no one who will stand in your way from going for what you wanna go for, right? It's David Goggins said in the past, like, when you are, like, there is nothing that can stand in the way of someone who is relentless, right? When you're driven, there is nothing that is going to stop you because you are just going forward and forward and forward. And what's the saying? If it doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger. Is that how it goes? So what I'm talking about is drive and just going for burnout, right? How do you deal with burnout? You burn yourself out and you see how it feels. And then see the problem with burnout, right? That from my perspective is that people do not analyze. They don't do a self-analysis of the burnout, right? Because if you go to exhaustion till you're burned out, and then you say, all right, what did I accomplish? Right? You do it in agile in sprints. We have something at the end of every sprint, right? We have a sprint retrospective, right? And you look back to see, okay, what did you accomplish? Like what were your goals? How close did you get to your goals? Did you accomplish your goals, right? And the reason I'm mentioning that is because if you look back, right, on what you did to get to the stage of burnout, right? w- like where did that leave you, right? And you will see that you had accomplished so much if you had to spend an extra 2 or 3 hours going to sleep later or waking up earlier just so you can put in the work because you said, okay, I need to, like, there is somewhere that I want to be next year, right? Like, and this is you talking to yourself. I want to be here next year, right? What do I need to get there? So maybe it is a particular career, maybe you need to learn something, and you say, okay, I need to take this course, right? I do not have time to waste because time is money, right? And you say, okay, this is my plan. I am going to spend 2 hours in the morning, waking up 2 hours early. I'm going to spend two hours at night if I have to go to sleep later. If I might have to skip a meal sometimes. Who knows, right? Who knows? But these are the things I need to accomplish, right? And then you say, okay, and you put it on your calendar, like I always talk about, use your calendar, right? You put it on your calendar and you say, I am going to work it. And so let's say you're doing it, you like day one, day two, day three, day four, day five, right? And you're going and you're going and you're going, and you reach that point of exhaustion where you are tired and you're like, whew, I need a break. And you take that break for that one day, right? Let's say you take the break. The next day, you get back at it, right? And you're refreshed, and now you just, but if you started off thinking about, oh my goodness, if I work so hard I'm going to get burned out, and now you do a quarter of what you had that you would have done if you had went for burnout, right? You just do a quarter, then where does that leave you? So that goal that you said that, oh, I want to be here in a year, now while you might have accomplished it in maybe 6 months, right? Now you're probably looking at 2 to 3 years, if at all, because you'll probably quit, right? And that's one of the reasons that I like to go to burnout, because like I don't have the patience of waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm like, I need to go after it. I need to chase it. I need to chase it. I need to chase my goals, right? Not dreams. I need to chase my goals because dreams happen while you're sleeping. They're not real, right? But goals is something that you set, right? You set your goals and you go after it. Jocko says, get after it. You have to go and get after your goals, and you chase it and you chase it and you chase it. And then you might get tired one day, right? But you finish off that day, and and Jocko says this, right? In the next day, if you are still tired, maybe you take a day off, right? But even in that day off, you're still doing something, right? You're not just like totally lounging and being a bum, right? No, you're still doing something, right? So let's say you normally wake up at 5 a.m. so that you can get to work, right? But like it's just you've been working so hard and you need a break, right? So does that mean that you just take the whole day off? No, I don't believe so, right? So you're not gonna go waking up at noon, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. No, instead of five, maybe you wake up at seven. And maybe instead of 2 hours, you spend 1 hour, right? Instead of 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night, maybe you spend 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night for that day. But the next day, you get back on track because every single day there should be some sort of progress being made. If you are not moving forward, you are moving backwards, right? And that's why I say go for burnout, because I guarantee if you burn yourself out, right? The goal that you set for one year, you will accomplish it so much faster. And you will look back and you're like, I did it. I did this. No one else did it, because everyone else, right? They're saying, oh, you're working too hard. Oh, you're going to burn yourself out. Oh, you need recovery and stuff like that. But if you compare to, if you just look, right? I don't like to compare myself to other people, but it's evident, because the people who tell you you need to slow down, oh, it's not a good idea. If you look at where they are, without, and they don't even set goals, right? They don't even believe in goals. They just do, right? They just do. And it's like, what's the purpose, right? What is the purpose? But if you compare what you set out to do and the drive that you had and the burnout that you had to do it, you compare it. It's apples and oranges, right? And you will have that satisfaction in saying, I did it. I set out this goal and I came in ahead of time and under budget, right? And then as you keep progressing and you keep moving on and you're skyrocketing towards the top and they're in the same spot. And guess what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen once you start skyrocketing and that work ethic and you're building upon it, and when you actually do get burned out, you just take a day off, right? And then you get back on track and you keep pushing forward. You will see how much further that you get than the people who are telling you that, oh, you can't work so hard. You have to enjoy life. Enjoy. Like all they talk about is enjoy. And I'm like, do you? I am not you, right? I'm me. And you know what? Maybe you don't want to burn out, but guess what? If that's the case, right? Because some people that's just them. They drive forward, they go, right? But maybe that's not you. But guess what? I like whatever ends up happening to you, whatever you do, I don't care because that's you. I am focused on me trying to be the best that I can be, and that's why I have to keep going. Might lose some sleep, but there's a mission. It's a mission, right? For me, it's a mission. And that's why I say for you, if you like you might be where you want to be already, right? So then you can pace yourself and stuff like that. But so many people are like, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm not where I want to be." Well, if you are not where you want to be, then you have to push it. Like if you're a sports fan, right? When the team is down and they're losing in the last quarter, right? Or last period, last inning, whatever it is, they have to push it. They're not thinking about burnout. They're not thinking about being tired. They are going. And that's what I'm telling you. You have to go. But why do we always have to wait to the end? Why do we wait to the end when we're on the brink of failure? Why don't we push in the beginning so that even like when that burnout comes, when that tiredness comes, when that soreness comes, and we're like, oh, I can't go, right? You've already accomplished so much at that point. Why do we have to wait until to try to force our accomplishments at the end instead of accomplishing early? And then when the tiredness comes, now it doesn't hurt you to take a day off, right? We put ourselves in the worst positions. We always sabotage ourselves because we want to be balanced. We want to enjoy this and that. But when we fail, there is no enjoyment in failing, right? And by failing, I don't mean failing forward. I mean in just being a failure because we did not do the work that we needed to do, and now we're discouraged and we're depressed and all that stuff. All that stuff comes from failing, right? From you knowing what you have to do but not doing it. Simple as that. You know what you have to do, but you don't do it, and then you get discouraged and depressed because you didn't do it. Basic, all right. So what I encourage you to do, right? If you have somewhere that you want to be in a particular time frame, you set the time frame. You set your goals, and you say, "This is where I want to be." And now you have to go and you burn yourself out. You lay it all on the line, because if you don't lay it all on the line, then it wasn't worth it, right? So lay it all on the line. Go out there and get it. Push, right? Push. Rick Ross said, push it to the limit, right? Push it to the limit. Just keep going. Drive forward. Drive forward. And then you will see when you need that rest, right? Don't think about the rest before you get started. Just go, right? And when you need that rest, your body will let you know and you'll take it. And then you're like, but your mind at that point will be like, I need to do something. I need to get back to work. I need to get back to work, right? And then you're going to get back, right? And you will see how far along that you are. Always measure your progress to see how far along that you are, right? And once you develop that work ethic, you will be unstoppable. And then when people tell you, "Oh, you need to slow down," you're gonna laugh. You're like, "All right, cool, thanks. Do you?" Right? So that's my message to you. Hopefully it helps you. But if not, maybe it's just not for you, and that is totally okay as well. But just don't come complaining to me, because I'll be like, "Cool, do you? Move on." And I am focused on the people who are looking for growth, the people who are willing to burn themselves out to get to where they want to be. All right. So that is our episode of Candid Conversations for today. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, or maybe if you didn't, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we drop new content or we go live. Like the video, or if you didn't like it, dislike the video. I do not care. Like, I don't care, right? You can feel free to dislike it, like it, love it, whatever. But I do want you to share it though. Share it with everyone. Share it with somebody who might disagree. Share it with somebody who might agree. I don't know. Share it. I want to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Right? Let me know what you think. Am I totally off? Do you think I'm totally off? It doesn't really matter. But if you think I'm off, let me know and we can talk about it. I would be more than happy to talk about it, chat about it, all that good stuff, right? So, and check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev to level up your technical skills. Or we can also have some more of these conversations about mindset and building that foundation. But that's it, right? So thank you for tuning in to this episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.